Good evening, everybody. Aquatic here. Hope you all had an excellent and relaxing weekend. If you guys are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell so YouTube can most likely not notify you when my videos are actually put out. And if you guys have been around, make sure and smack that like button and comment down below. Really appreciate it. Helps me get onto that sweet YouTube algo to trend. Also, at the end of this video, comment down below if you like when I do things in a shorter format and cover a couple articles at a time, if not one, or if you prefer the longer, in-depth 15 to 20-minute briefs. With that said, a flood of repossessed vehicles poised to hit the used car market. You can see auto loan balance in trillions has hit a record up 76% to a grand total of $1.3 trillion, which is absolutely absurd. Here we've got a thread that's been put into text where I've highlighted the important parts. Title of the article or tweet thread is Worst Time to Buy in 30 Years. Probably ever. Let's hop into the percents. Obviously, CPI for June, put a 1 in front of that, 20%, blah, blah, blah. New and used cars are a large portion of that. New vehicles rose 11% year over year, used cars 7.3%, but obviously percentages don't do a good job painting the whole picture. 2 years ago, average car price was $38K, and average used car was $20K. In 2022, the average new car is $50,000, which is up 24%, and used cars are around $31,000, which is up 35%. Buying a brand new car used to come with about $5,000 in incentives, and in 2022-2021, dealerships instead are asking $10,000 more for quote market adjustments, aka price gouging. Supply and demand, you can call it whatever you want, but the point is buyers in the lot are paying exponentially more. Now they're blaming short supply combined with literally zero rates caused many people to start buying any car that could fit into their budget. Why responsibly buy a $30,000 car when you can finance a sick $100,000 truck at 84 months with a 0% rate? It's free money after all, and that's on a 7-year loan, which that becomes important here in a second. Average loan term right now is 72 months, an increase of 33% since 2010, when the average auto loan was only 48 months. That's absolutely ridiculous. 4 years versus now, 7. But the era of 0% loans was last year when the Fed thought inflation was transitory, which we all knew it wasn't. And imagine paying 7 or 8% interest on a 7-year loan for a car. People are obviously paying hundreds of dollars a month just on interest. Eventually, cars will once again begin to depreciate like they always did. They used to say, wheels over the curve for 24 hours and you pretty much lost 30% on your car. Well, now used vehicles are at a 40% premium, so things aren't depreciating. They're now significantly underwater on the car they financed for 7 years, though, once the auto industry blows up here, as it has already started. We scroll down, we can see the used car prices and depreciation, and the average vehicle depreciation used to be much more significant. Come down here to a Graham Stephan tweet thread where he says, the auto industry collapse has just begun, and this would be one of the worst times for you to buy a vehicle. No duh. In the normal market pre-2020, auto loan delinquencies hover around 2 to 3%. Today that number is exploding with nearly 1 in every 4 loans in default in Washington, D.C. 25% of loans in default on the autos. That is absolutely insane. Currently, Americans owe more than $1.2 trillion on auto loans, roughly 1.3 to be specific, but highest in U.S. history and a 75% increase from 2009. Given the fact that more than 85% of cars are financed, that's clearly a massive problem. Did some digging and found that over the last 10 years, car dealerships have begun making more profits from the financing of cars rather than the actual car sales themselves. Translating from auto sale to loan sale business has resulted in a loosely regulated gray market. They're talking about there's no federal oversight with auto loans, unlike mortgages, student loans, and credit cards. You can make both arguments, frankly, for good or bad. But investigation in late 2021 found that up to 50% of the loans were given to customers who might not be able to afford them. The income and employment verification only happened 4% of the time, which means more and more customers are starting to default. The best performing state in the U.S. is Utah, with only 4.5% of loans in default, where other areas are much worse. California is at roughly 8.7%. Texas is at 10%, and Washington, D.C. just shy of 25%. Once payments are more than 90 days late, the lender can repossess your car. Now, they go on to talk about some of the other things, and that's really the gist of the article posted here on Zero Hedge. So, if you guys are looking to buy a new car, definitely wait a little bit, probably in the next 30, 60, 90 days, prices will start to come down. You'll start to see some better lease deals. I expect in the next 6 months to, unfortunately, a year, year and a half. Things always take longer than you hope because cars have to get repoed, then they go to the lots fill up, they get auctioned, they get transported, they get repriced, supply finally hits the market, they got to test the demand, etc., etc., and then we got to worry about what rate can people get a loan at. So it's going to take a little bit, but the point being is I think the car bubble has finally burst as we head deeper into this recession and inevitably a depression. So keep an eye out, and in the next video we're probably going to talk about monkeypox, as World Health and the US are starting to act very reminiscent of 2020. Anyway, guys, with that, leave a comment below if you want me to keep doing the longer style videos, or if you like these quick single subject videos. Again, hit that like button and comment below. Really appreciate it, and have a great night.